I would have been about 27. So I was kind of, I was a young guy, I was single, kind of living a pretty selfish lifestyle. But I think I was getting to that point where I started to do a little introspection, and I can't remember how I got exposed to Big Brothers. I think my mom was getting involved. She told me a little bit about it, and I just kind of came to the realization that, it's such a minimal commitment for a big brother or a big sister, and it sounded as though it could have such a big impact on a kid. So I was excited about that prospect. When I got involved, I wasn't getting involved because I wanted to try to influence, a young kid or teach. I really just wanted to befriend a young person, help him to have just a good time. So maybe in the back of my mind, I might have been aware that hopefully I was exhibiting some behaviors that he might see and adopt as he got older.
I want to say it was all the way back in '96, so I was only about 6 years old. And it was during the summertime, and single mom growing up, obviously she's always at work. My sister was always at work, so it was kind of like, my mom doesn't want necessarily the TV to be the babysitter. So one day, I believe she came and picked me up from the YMCA day camp, and she said, she's like, I'm gonna introduce you to someone. I've never met him. It's a Big Brothers Big Sisters program. She's like, you just meet with them about maybe once a month, and you guys just go and hang out. Because she wanted, a male, like older, male, almost I would say a father figure once I got to know him, back in my life. So, I remember just sitting in the living room, and a red little Eclipse just rolls up, parks in, and I'm just kind of sitting there. I don't really know what to expect. I don't know what to say, and then gorilla of a man, 6'4", just gets out of this tiny car, and I'm like, is this a joke? I don't really know how to take this. But no, I still remember the first place we went. We just went to a McDonald's, I think the drive-through, and just started talking. And he told me who he was, what he did, and obviously I didn't have that much of a life story yet, but I told him everything about me. And from there, we basically, we hit it off. From what I was told is you really only meet once a month, whereas Chris came every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, yeah. He would come, and at the time I was like, this is, I looked forward to it. It was probably the best day of the week, just because I got to get out of the house. I didn't necessarily have to, just sit and be all cooped up, and I actually got to do things and go places. I think we must have went through, six girlfriends?
Probably both of us did.
On his side. No, it was, but I was almost, I was one of the guys. He introduced me to his friends. They all, loved me and accepted me. When we met, and whenever there was, a girl, he'd be like, I haven't, he's like, I don't know. I met her here. I met her at the gym. I haven't really went out with her. I just want to see, what you think of her. He literally, he would almost sometimes, what do you think? What should I do? And
I did have actually one girl who I was dating. I don't know if you'd remember her. I took the three of us out, and I'm looking for a girl who would be into kids, be into having a fun night at a bowling alley or something. And this one girl who at the time I think was pretty serious, wasn't real keen on hanging with a little kid. And that was pretty much it after that. Yeah. So most of my girlfriends, and he will attest, they got to know him. We all kind of hung out together, and that was pretty cool. So he might have, again, he might have in a roundabout way seen or witnessed and maybe pulled from some of my relationships stuff that may have helped him in his relationships.
Definitely. I mean, since I've joined the the Marine Corps, obviously I never really get to come home that often. But every time I come in, I mean, like this time, I called him. I was like, I'm coming into town for pre-deployment leave. I got to go back to Afghanistan. And I was like, but I don't have a vehicle. He's like, take the Hummer. He's like, just let me know when you get in. He's like, it'll be parked there. And he had he had a C-note sitting in it. And he's like, a little bit of gas money. And, but it's like that every time I come home. When I came home in July, he had his Mustang and he put the top down. And he's like, here's the keys, So, but it's been fun to to move. How do I put this? As the relationship grows, I started off. He was single. Now he's married. Now he's got a son, which Colton we love to death. And it's like now, since he considered me family, and it's like now I get to know his family. And I mean, we're going out tonight. We're going out to Harrington's tonight. One big family. So it's been great.
It's effortless. It's really easy, and it's been easy for 14 years. So
honestly, like I said, I didn't really have a father figure growing up, and I'd say maybe 4 years into the relationship, I looked at him as a father figure. Like he said, it might not have seemed like he was trying that hard, to teach and give advice, but I'm sure there were some nights where he's like, maybe I should have said this, or maybe I had an issue, and he's like, I should have told him that, But no, it's probably the best part of my childhood was growing up and having Chris as a big brother.